At the age of 23, a pivotal juncture in my life, I embarked on a quest to find a place to call home. The idea of establishing my own space prompted me to explore the rental market, armed with a budget that dictated my options. Within this financial framework, I grappled with the choice between a comfortable apartment or a modest, yet charming, small house nestled in my locality. The array of alluring apartments presented tempting prospects, yet an inexplicable magnetism drew me towards the idea of a house. After months of contemplation and exploration, a charming two-story abode with a quaint fenced backyard eventually caught my eye, aligning harmoniously with my budgetary constraints. The interior, while showcasing a touch of outdated charm, failed to deter my enthusiasm. As the day of transition dawned, I greeted the sunrise with anticipation, ready to put my plans into action. Armed with a rented U-Haul, I orchestrated the loading of my worldly possessions, a collection of boxes and cherished furniture items. My transition from residing with my parents ensured that my inventory was relatively modest. Prior preparation had prompted me to acquire essential kitchen tools and utensils, but in terms of furniture, I possessed little more than a bed. As the clock approached 8 a.m., I found myself parked in front of my new abode, a quiet neighborhood enveloped in serenity, devoid of the bustling activities that would later grace the streets. With determination, I flung open the garage doors, commencing the transfer of my belongings from the truck's interior to the welcoming expanse of the living room. To my surprise, the chore that lay ahead was accomplished with surprising efficiency, consuming a mere 2 hours of my time. Despite reserving the truck for the entire day, I opted to leave it parked outside until the dawn of the following day. Energized by my accomplishments, I promptly embarked on the assembly of my bedroom furniture, a task that required careful orchestration as I maneuvered the components of my bed frame up the stairs and into their designated abode. However, the pinnacle of my challenge came as I grappled with the unwieldy bulk of the mattress, navigating the labyrinthine corridors of the house with a determined spirit. In the midst of this struggle, an abrupt and resounding door slam from the lower levels sent shockwaves through my being, igniting my heart's frantic rhythm. Frozen on the staircase, a mattress precariously balanced in my grasp, I found myself immersed in a tense introspection of the sudden noise's origin. Time seemed to stretch in agonizing suspense as I debated whether to retreat or press on. Ultimately, I mustered the resolve to continue my ascent, depositing the unwieldy mattress upon the designated berth with a mixture of trepidation and determination. A thorough inspection of the lower quarters yielded no evidence of intrusion or disturbance, yet the unsettling echoes of that door slam lingered in the air. Frustration intertwined with curiosity as I pondered the potential sources of such an unsettling event. Ensuring the security of the premises, I embarked on a systematic process of locking doors, enabling a semblance of reassurance to replace the disconcerting unease. Undeterred by the unsettling episode, I resolutely focused on the task at hand, skillfully orchestrating the placement of furniture items, each component contributing to the unfolding narrative of my new life. The day progressed, marked by the steady rhythm of unpacking, organizing, and arranging. By the time the sun dipped below the horizon, I found myself standing in the midst of my transformed living space, a triumphant sense of accomplishment mingling with the anticipation of days yet to come. As darkness enveloped the world outside, I retreated to my bedroom, preparing to embrace the respite of sleep. The ethereal glow of my phone screen offered a comforting companion as I indulged in some late-night browsing. Gradually, the boundaries of consciousness blurred, and I surrendered to the gentle embrace of slumber. Emerging from the depths of sleep, I found myself enveloped in an inky darkness, my senses keenly attuned to the subtle nuances of my environment. In the stillness, the creaking of floorboards beyond my line of sight reverberated, triggering an immediate response from my senses. Swiftly redirecting my gaze, I sought the source of the disturbance, bracing myself for the unknown. The scene that unfurled before my eyes defied logic and reason. The partially ajar bedroom door revealed the silhouette of a figure poised in the doorway, suspended in a moment of eerie stillness. A single step seemed to separate them from the threshold of my sanctum. In the depths of darkness, their eyes gleamed with an unsettling coldness, devoid of emotion, yet exuding an inexplicable intensity. In the span of a heartbeat, the figure retreated, causing the door to slam shut with a jarring finality. An electric surge of terror jolted me into action, propelling me to reach for my phone and dial the numbers that promised salvation. The voice on the other end echoed my distress, offering a lifeline in the form of rapid response. The subsequent days blurred into a chaotic sequence of police inquiries and investigative procedures. Yet the identity of the figure who had shattered the tranquility of my new abode remained tantalizingly elusive. Engaging with the homeowner, a new layer of disconcerting information emerged. The previous tenant had been subjected to eviction due to unpaid rent, an unfortunate departure that had left a trail of unanswered questions. Their possessions had vanished without a trace, shrouding their existence in an eerie enigma. The police corroborated this account, revealing scant records and vanishingly faint trails of information that dissolved into nothingness. Time, relentless in its march, has carried me away from that haunting encounter. I relinquished my connection to that house, the sense of unease proving insurmountable. Yet the mysteries that engulfed that dwelling continue to occupy my thoughts, casting a shadow over my perceptions of safety and normalcy. Was the figure I encountered the remnants of a previous tenant, clinging to the echoes of a life left behind? Or did their appearance hold a connection to the vanishing that had erased their predecessor from the annals of existence? The chilling certainty that they harbored an intent to drive me away lingers, a reminder that some enigmas defy resolution, haunting the periphery of our understanding with an unsettling persistence. Before I delve into the narrative that awaits, I am compelled to acknowledge a significant sponsor whose commitment to safeguarding our digital lives is paramount. Aura, an advanced online digital security service, stands as an indispensable guardian against the ever-present threats of the virtual realm. Through their vigilant scanning, they shield our personal data from the clutches of scam centers, the dark web, and data brokers, offering a fortress against insidious exploitation. The cyber landscape teems with dangers that threaten personal identity and data integrity. In the face of this relentless onslaught, Aura offers an imperative line of defense. Through their generous provision of a 14-day free trial, they grant you the opportunity to experience firsthand the comprehensive protection they provide. Embark on this essential journey by visiting aura.com/whispered or scanning the QR code that beckons you towards enhanced security. In the tapestry of our modern existence, where vulnerability looms ever larger, I extend my gratitude to Aura for their sponsorship, for safeguarding the very essence of who we are. At the age of 20, I stood at the crossroads of youth and adulthood, ready to embrace independence. The prior year, in the warm embrace of July, I embarked on a bold move, finding solace in a compact apartment. In a sea of rental options, this particular one beckoned with affordability. Despite my steady full-time job, financial constraints tugged at the corners of my dreams, urging me to fly the familial nest before I might have ideally chosen. On that anticipated move-in day, the apartment gradually transformed from a blank canvas to a semblance of home, a futon for lounging, and a modest television for entertainment. These were my meager treasures, and they felt enough. Funds were scarce, transforming the futon into both my daytime perch and my nighttime sanctuary beneath the expanse of the open sky within four walls. That first night encapsulated a cocktail of excitement and apprehension. Slumber was disrupted at the ungodly hour of 6 a.m. by persistent knocking. Rubbing sleep from my eyes, I opened the door to an older gentleman, a neighbor who resided just one door away. We exchanged pleasantries, but his lingering presence betrayed an eagerness to weave deeper connections. The following days stretched into moments of solitude. 3 consecutive days off work offered a luxurious taste of autonomy. My apartment transformed into an arena for introspection and leisure, bridging the gap between the uncharted waters of autonomy and the comfort of familiar surroundings. As the sun painted the sky with its golden hues, I found myself grappling with an unsettling incident. While maneuvering my car out of its parking bay, my gaze snagged on a fleeting figure within a neighboring window. The gaze, brief as it was, left me with a sense of intrusion, an unshakable feeling of being watched. An unfamiliar vulnerability began to sprout within me, casting a shadow over my newfound haven. Driven by curiosity, I embarked on a quest to unravel the enigma. Counting windows, I deduced that the observer belonged to my level. The same older man who had graced my doorstep earlier. While no overt danger materialized, the breach of privacy fueled a heightened sense of vigilance, erasing the sanctuary I had hoped to establish. The evenings beckoned me to my couch, a solace where I wrestled with my thoughts. As the clock's hands neared 11 p.m., I succumbed to exhaustion, drifting towards slumber. Yet sleep was short-lived. A rhythmic red light, emanating from the kitchen, shattered the tranquility. Investigating, I found no discernible source for the pulsating light. Fatigue outpaced my unease, pushing the oddity to the periphery of my thoughts. With the dawn's embrace, a renewed determination seized me. Guided by daylight, I embarked on a meticulous search, a journey that led me to a small camera tucked discreetly between the refrigerator and the wall. The discovery sent shockwaves through my senses, a visceral reminder of intrusion into my private world. The revelation that my sanctuary had been violated left me grappling with a potent blend of anger and vulnerability. Coincidence, or perhaps destiny, brought the older man back to my door. Expressing concern for my well-being, he exuded an aura of unease. His demeanor underwent a subtle shift, culminating in a startling attempt to breach my doorway. Swift reflexes averted a potential intrusion, prompting an immediate call to the authorities. In a swift turn of events, law enforcement arrived to unravel the enigma. The man's confession unraveled his intentions. He had orchestrated the surreptitious placement of the camera. More disconcertingly, a pattern emerged as cameras were uncovered in 3 other units. The veneer of neighborly innocence had crumbled to reveal a calculated invasion of privacy that extended far beyond my immediate experience. The man's ill-conceived plan to partially confess and thereby avoid further scrutiny fell flat. While his actions might not have directly endangered me, the violation of my sanctuary left an indelible mark on my psyche. The amalgamation of emotions, violation, vulnerability, disquiet, etched into my being a new awareness of the world around me. In hindsight, this incident stands as a stark reminder of the fragility that separates our sanctuaries from the world beyond. The apartment that was meant to symbolize my liberation became a stage for discomfort. This encounter blurred the line between trust and caution, as I grappled with the tenuous balance between autonomy and vulnerability.